There's public hearing continuation for Thursday, November 9th at 6:30 PM. Roll call, Manager Falk.
Commissioner Stump,
Here.
Commissioner Atwood,
Here.
Commissioner Gray,
Here.
Commissioner Zona,
Here.
Commissioner Bevitt,
Here.
Commissioner Goss,
Here.
President Hagus.
Here, could everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Solicitor Dice?
Yes. This is the date and time set for the continuation of the proceedings involving a demolition that was brought by the township. And last month, there was a public hearing to consider public input with respect to the demolition of the property at 71 Woodside Road, North Huntington, PA. The property has been deemed to be an unsafe structure, unfit for human occupancy, and a nuisance due to the properties in a state of such disrepair, as pursuant to the International Property and Maintenance Code, Sections 108.1.1 and 108.1.3. The tax parcel is known as 54-01-14-0-020. Last month, when we left this, the testimony really was closed. The applicant made somewhat of a request to possibly make some revisions to the property with council, or rather the Board of Commissioners. And the board indicated, as I recollect, that they would be willing to entertain, if the applicant is so of mind, a period of time to let him address the repairs that might have to be made. In addition to that, two things as I recollect. One was certainly that he was to eliminate the 8 cars that were on the property as of last month's meeting. And secondly, tonight, I believe we requested that he come forward because he represented that he had some individuals that were going to help renovate the property, and we wanted to see if he had any of those estimates tonight. He didn't have them last month. I think that kind of summarizes where we've been. Do you want to offer, I'm looking to my code enforcement officer, would you like to add anything to that, or is there anything else you need to say at this point? Because I see the applicants here. It appears he's, in addition to those things that I've raised, he's also retained counsel, Mr. Rossner.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to add at this point?
I did meet with Mr. Shantz earlier this morning about over at the property. He was in the process of having some cars removed. That was around 9:30 this morning, I would say.
Did you meet him here?
I met him at his property.
Oh, okay.
At 71 Woodside. And he was having cars removed. He did mention that he had met with several different contractors and tried discussing possibly rebuilding the house. I get that's what he would like to do, would rebuild it. And I believe he met with a structural engineer also, and I'm not sure what the result of that was. He would be able to explain that better. So he was still working towards removing more cars. I'm not sure how many cars he had total removed at the end of the day.
Did you actually see cars being taken away?
I saw the empty spots where the cars were. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, in the
All right.
tire tracks and in the grass and stuff. So yeah.
Do you know what count was there? I believe there were 8 cars. How many were there this morning after when you left?
I mean, behind the house there was 4 maybe. and a couple on the road. So he was still in the early process of getting them
Okay.
removed yet.
Is that all?
Yeah, I believe that's all.
Okay, all of the exhibits already are part of the record. Mr. Rossner, if you have something you'd like to say to us,
I do, and may it please the panel, Anthony Rosner for Mr. Shands, thank you for letting me speak.
you know what, you're going to try to use that microphone. You can sit down, don't, you don't have to stand.
Thank you.
Try to use the microphone.
I will, thank you.
Yeah.
I just recently was retained by Mr. Shands, and he explained to me what happened so far, and he and I were able to gather a couple estimates here from an excavator and a home remodeler, if you will, and I'd like to provide those to the panel. I don't know if the panel would accept them at this point, because I
Yeah,
wasn't here
well,
last time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, we're
And-
not,
Okay.
this isn't an adversarial proceeding like you think. This is, we're trying, if the applicant is in good faith, we'll be in good faith. So go ahead.
Of course. May I approach?
Yes.
I have 3 photographs of the cars as Mr. Yanukovych was indicating.
Thank you, sir.
That were removed. 2 were removed today, there's still 5. My client will testify that they should be out by next week. Also, what we
These
have
photos
there-
are of the cars that were removed?
Yes, yeah, that's the process of them being
Okay.
flatbedded out. And then as far as the estimates that we have, he'd like to get a couple more estimates. He's kind of shopping around. Obviously, this is a lot of money. Whether or
Help me-
not the
just
building
help me
has to.
first. I've got 2 estimates here.
Yes,
One's from
Inks,
Something Plumbing,
This is.
Kukuro Plumbing,
and then another from
Inks
Inc.
Excavating, yes, sir. You can
And
see
what's,
there's
there's
quite
a
a,
plumbing estimate, and then there is a demolition estimate.
yes, well, the plumbing estimate, this plumber does a wide range. He doesn't just do plumbing. If you read the estimate,
So it's more than just the.
no, it's to, if you see, it's a complete interior demolition of the roof, first floor, second floor, and basement above the reference property, haul away debris to legal point of disposal. Price includes necessary permits, hauling, and dump fees. So he's got a couple here that, there's a wide gap here in the cost, so he's trying to figure that out and get some more clarification. But, in speaking to my client and what happened last time, I said, we need to have something for tonight to, assure the board that he is moving forward. And I did speak with Mr. Yanukovych today briefly, and I had proposed that if the board would perhaps continue this for, say, 60 days, just so he can, get whatever other estimates he needs, and perhaps come back at that point with someone engaged to start doing the work. Because, it's the holidays, it's dead of winter coming up. I don't think, I'm not them, but I don't think everybody's gonna be rushing to get this done before the first of the year or something like that. And I thought 60 days was reasonable. Mr. Yanukovych and I talked about that. He did not commit, and he didn't say yea or nay. He just said, you better bring that up with the board. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. I want to make sure that the photos become part of the record, and we'll give those
Thank you.
to the court reporter. Back to these 2 estimates. Are these, one estimate seems to be for plumbing, base bid, that's what it's referred to, at $42,500. And then there's another bid from Inc., demolition of a 2-story house, $17,650. Are these 2 separate ideas? Are they bidding the same thing?
Well, they're 2 separate contractors, and I must admit that I just received the Kukuro plumbing estimate this afternoon, so that was hastily put together. I needed something for the board for now. Why it says plumbing base bid, I believe that's a typo, because if
Okay.
you look above that, again, it says complete interior demolition, et cetera. So,
Complete interior demolition, roof, first floor, second floor, basement above, reference property, hauling debris away.
yes, sir.
Okay, and the Inc. Estimate is $17,650, and it seems to say that, talks about payments, but it's talking about getting demolition permits, placing call the demolition of the house and haul off the site. I assume this Inc. bid is to demolish the property.
Yes, that's true. And I think one of the things that my client would testify to would be that, you know, rebuilding is important, and how the foundation is left, and, you know, the utilities, and, you know, there's a lot to this.
I understand.
And so, which is the right bid, or is there a third or fourth bid right now? We don't know, but I wanted to have something here for the board to consider.
Okay, let's make both of these estimates also exhibits from the applicant, and we'll give them to the court reporter so that they'll become part of the record as well.
And I believe also one last point is, you know, my client still is hopeful, although cautiously hopeful, that perhaps there can be more of a deconstruction and then a reconstruction, rather than just a complete razing of the premises. So that's, again, I think within 60 days, I think by then he's going to have to, you know, go down the right road there with that decision.
Okay. Sir, you testified, you heard your attorney summarize what the position is. Do you agree with that summary?
Pretty much, yes.
What he said?
Yes,
You said pretty much?
just yes.
Okay. All right, does the board have any questions of either the attorney or the applicant? I think what I'm hearing, I'll translate what I think I'm hearing, is they've started to take the cars away. We don't have a deadline on cars yet. Do you know when all the cars will be eliminated?
As far as my, I have storage lined up, and the only reason that they're even still there is that I had to cut trees away and branches so that my tow truck driver could actually get back to the back of the property to remove the cars. I've done a lot of work as far as getting the tires.
Okay, my
and
question
everything.
is, when do you think they'll all be gone?
Probably next week. I had actually hoped they would be done today for you. but
Okay, today's
should be
what,
next
the
week.
9th? 8th?
Ninth.
9th. So you're saying by the 16th, they're gone?
Yes.
All right, then, the two estimates that we see, one seems to be for demolition, the other seems to be reconstruction in nature. That's the way I think they are.
Deconstruction, yes, so
Okay.
there would still be a foundation.
You don't know what you're gonna do yet, to whether you're gonna reconstruct it or you're gonna tear it down and start over. Am I right?
Whatever's necessary. I'm hopeful that I can bring it back or reconstruct it with at least the foundation in place. But if not, then I'm making the options to, making the steps necessary to demolish completely if
Okay.
necessary.
One of the issues that always comes up when something like this takes place is that the board gave you till today to get rid of all the cars, and it appears you've made I'm gonna use a term, half-hearted effort to get rid of them. That might be a little bit condescending, but you did get rid of some of them. If you're representing to us now, by the 16th, all of the cars would be gone. You're shaking your head. I'd like you to say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then what I think I'm hearing you say is you need some more time to consider your options with this property. And I thought I heard you say you need it till the first of the year. And this is November, and that gives you to the January meeting, which takes place in about the middle of the month of January. Is that what you're telling us? What will you report to us in January? That you're gonna tear it down, or you're gonna rebuild it, or what?
That depends on
Okay.
what my contractors finally say, but
I know you made representations last month that you thought you had somewhere in the neighborhood of $50,000 that you could pledge towards making repairs or
I actually
replacements.
placed 100,000, but yes, sir.
Okay. So that seems to be the lay of the land as we sit tonight. I don't know what you can do concerning the cars, other than to acquiesce to his promise that he'll get rid of them by the 16th. Otherwise, you could send your police force or your towing people up there and have them towed and assess the cost against him. I don't know that you want to do that if in fact he's made some effort to remove some of the cars. But, you know, we're betting on the representations that he'll have it done by the 16th. Well, he's already made a representation to you that he would have it done by tonight, and that's not done. But again, I say he's done some of it. I think we ought to address the car question first and find out what the board's thinking is about the cars. Do you want to grant him, well, I don't want to say anymore. This is up to you guys.
You know what, with your permission, I'd like to have those car photos back over this way, please. Thank you. You supplied us with three photos, right? Yes?
I
Yeah.
believe those were the only ones that went through tonight.
One photo is an empty lot.
That's where the cars were.
Cars or car?
Cars, two of them.
What were they?
87 Honda Accord and 86 Honda Accord.
This sure looks like the same car.
That is the same car. The other car,
So why no other pictures? How many cars did you get rid of
2 today. There's another
Two.
one tomorrow.
today?
Yes, sir.
We sat here 30 days ago. Why now today?
Because that's when the.
You had
truck
30
driver
days.
done.
You see what I'm getting at? You had 30 days, and you got rid of 2 cars on the day of the meeting, today. Here's the other thing. Inc.'s estimate, yesterday. Cucaro Plumbing, today. I don't believe that you're showing good faith. You waited to literally the day of the meeting. And I might ask, I'm going to ask your lawyer, and I will quote you, the lawyer, and I quote, just recently retained. How many days have you been retained?
3 days.
You see what I'm getting at? You are pushing us and waiting to the last minute, and you're going to sit here and you're going to try to play on our heartstrings to give you more time. You waited today to have 2 cars pulled. You waited today to get plumbing. You waited yesterday, and you retained your lawyer 3 days ago. That's upsetting to me. How can we trust you? You realize if we give you 60 days, that puts you right in the middle of winter. 9 January. That's the middle of winter. Nobody wants to raise, build, or tear down anything in January in southwestern Pennsylvania, because that's the heart of winter. I don't think much is going to get done between now and then. I really, really don't. I don't know why you waited so long when we gave you 30 days, out of good faith.
May I ask my client?
Absolutely.
Why did you wait so long? Why weren't you more proactive before 3 days ago when we met and getting these estimates?
As far as retaining my attorney. As far as retaining the attorney, I didn't believe I would need it until the last minute. I'd hoped that it would not be necessary.
What about the issue with waiting to get the cars out, to get the estimates in writing? Because you knew you were going to be here. Why did you wait?
I have been making calls for the last 3 weeks after my initial experiences with Trident Restoration and the other guys that I had come over to look at the house. So I have been calling and making appointments and got a new cell phone because I didn't have one before, and I've been making the attempt. I have everything lined up. Now, as far as the cars, they will be gone next week. I don't know about anything else as far as the house because I need more contractors, but I need to also speak to Mr. Cuccaro for his specifics on the bid there.
And why did it take so long to get the cars off the property?
Because it's difficult. It's the cars themselves were in the backyard, right up next to the house, and there are trees in the way. And the driver that I had come yesterday, he was fully prepared to remove all 5 of them, could not get onto the backyard of the property. I took a handsaw and cut all the branches away and chopped everything out of the way to give access. That stuff's now out of the way. I also have the chainsaw that I purchased, and those trees will be out of the way as far as so that the driver can gain access. Those things are being done. I don't know what else to tell you.
Last month, I asked you how many cars were on the premise. You said 8. And you just said there's 7.
Yes, the 2 Hondas, a Civic, Celica, and 3 AMCs. Those are on the back that they were all being pulled out. And again, I have retained storage. So I have the storage, I have the driver, I have one of them, another one will be removed tomorrow because it's scrapped. It's gonna be scrapped, just like those 2 today.
And just to clarify, I apologize if I misspoke. With respect to the 60 days, that was not, I did not mean to say that in the dead of winter, in fact, I think I said the opposite, that the dead of winter is not when this is gonna happen.
You
I
did say
thought-
that, right.
I thought that he needed 60 days to get whatever other proposals and then to commit to someone's plan. And then hopefully come back at that point and say, okay, we went with this one, we put down X, they're going to commence work, something more concrete at that point. I wasn't trying to say that by January 9th, this would all be fixed. I wish I could, but I wouldn't say that. That's not what I meant, sir.
So I
Commissioner
think what
Gray,
we can read into this.
Commissioner Gray and
Go ahead.
Commissioner
If I
Zeta
may.
both had something to
Yeah,
ask or say.
Mr. Shantz, I believe I was probably the one that was kind of lenient last month when I said I wouldn't care about the bids. It was all about the cars. We gave you the cars as the easy part, and you didn't do it. I will tell you, I'm not willing to give you 60 days on anything. I would be willing to consider 30 days, and I drive that way to work. I stopped twice today to check it out. I would give you 30 days to get rid of all the other cars, and I would hear what the rest of the board says about the bids or prices. I know that's difficult. I had to wait 6 months to get somebody after I sent the money to show up at my house. So they're working there now, actually. So I understand that part, it's difficult, but we gave you the easy part and you failed. So, that's
I
all.
think Commissioner Zeta had a question or a comment as well.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to basically say the same thing. I think it seems like you waited till the last minute just so you had something here. However, that being said, I do like what Commissioner Gray said. I would actually, at this time, make a motion that we give you 30 days. All the cars have to be off the property. There has to be some type of, some contract or something that you are going to go with and show us and say this is the one, even a signed contract maybe that shows
that you have something lined up. And granted, I know they can't get started in the middle of December or January, but I want to see something other than just these estimates, proposals. I want to see something that you say, I got 3 estimates, this is the one I'm going with, I'm signing a contract with this contractor, he's going to start in the spring. So I would make a motion to give you another 30 days, but that's going to be it for me unless
Okay, so
those conditions are met.
let's try to put this into a format then. A motion's in order then to adopt a proposal whereby you give the applicant 30 days to get rid of the remaining cars, and that means he must come back here next month at our pre-session, this, whatever date it is. Do you know what date it's going to be? And I'll continue.
The 14th.
Okay, the 14th of January. You'll return here.
December.
December
I'm
14th.
sorry, that's right,
December
December
14th, so.
And you'll return here on December 14th to be able to tell us, one, that the cars have been eliminated. If you can provide us with some proof of that ahead of time, that would be great. Don't wait till the 13th to do it. The second part of it is that I think this board wants you to come back with proposals that you're prepared to discuss and accept. If that means you've had a signed contract, that would be the best thing you could come back with, and indicate to us that you do have a proposal that you've accepted. We recognize that this doesn't get done in just a very short period of time, and then that next meeting, there would be a discussion about how long it's going to take. So when you're talking to your prospective contractor, you want to get some sort of estimate from him as to when he thinks this is going to be done, because we want this concluded. We want it, and so should you.
As do I, sir, yes.
So that should be part of whatever estimate you get, a conclusion saying, hey, I can get this done in a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. So that's the motion, I think, that Rich is saying.
That would be my motion,
Okay,
correct?
that's Ron's motion.
Yes.
Is there a
I'll second.
Second.
Any other board discussion?
I would just like to ask that the motion be amended, that he has to clean up some of the trash on this site as well, because the site just looks bad.
Okay.
Right,
That's
so
good. I'll amend the motion,
That's
correct?
a motion, a continuation
So-
till December 14th with removal of all vehicles from the property and debris and
trash,
trash
yeah.
around the property, as well as proposal contracts willing to the board that you're maybe already agreed to or, in discussion agreeing to that you can provide to the board at that time.
With the date that the contractor says he can complete this. Okay, that's added to the motion.
That's my motion,
Okay.
correct?
All right, there's a second and a motion made. Any other discussion? All those in favor for continuance at December 14th?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, gentlemen.
With that, the record will be closed again tonight. It'll remain open till next month to see how we do.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Not adjourned, continue.
To continue till
Motion of
next month.
continuation till December 14th.
Yeah, it's a motion to
Second.
continue, yes.
All in favor by state and aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Can I have the pictures and those 2 estimates?